balinin. Anxiety. Intricately intertwined with self-esteem and inhibition and risk-taking and construct of anxiety plays an important role in language acquisition. Associated with feelings of uneasiness, frustration, self-doubt, apprehensions, or worry, experienced at different levels, the trait anxiety and state anxiety. Anxiety, self-esteem, just like anxiety and feeling of unease, worry, or fear. We all feel anxious at times, but anxiety may be a mental health problem if your feelings are very strong or last a long time. Trait anxiety. The deepest global level, it is more permanent predisposition to be anxious because of its global and something ambiguously defined. Nature has not proved to be useful in predicting second language achievement. Trait anxiety relates to innate characteristics that humans are born with. For example, having a tendency to throw up before important competition. A second form of anxiety is related to state, which is situational, specific. For example, a performer may feel anxious when free throwing in basketball. State anxiety. More momentary situational level, it is experienced in relation to some particular event or act. State anxiety. For example, a person might experience state anxiety when they are late for work but calm down once they get there on time. Three components of foreign language anxiety. Communication apprehension rising from learners. Inability to adequately express mature thoughts and ideas. Communication apprehension. How can I tell if I have the communication apprehension? We might notice our heart pounding or our hands feeling clammy. We may break out in sweat. We may have stomach butterflies or even feel nauseated. Our hands and legs might start to shake, or we may begin to race nervously. Fear of negative social evaluation, arising from learners' need to make a positive social impression on others. Fear of negative social evaluation is a psychological construct reflecting apprehension about others' evaluation, distress over negative evaluation to others, and the expectation that others would evaluate one negatively. Fear of negative evaluation is related to specific personality dimensions such as anxiousness, submissiveness, and social avoidance. Test anxiety or apprehension over academic evaluation. Test anxiety, focusing on the bad things that could happen, also feels test anxiety. For example, someone worrying about doing poorly might have thought like, what if I forget everything I know? Or what if the test is too hard? Too many thoughts like this leave no mental space for thinking about the test questions. Debilitative and facilitated anxiety. Harmful and helpful anxiety. Facilitate anxiety. Notion of facilitative is the some concern, some apprehension over tasks to be accomplished is a positive factor. The feeling nervousness before giving a public speech is an experienced speaker often a sign of facilitative anxiety. Debilitative anxiety is a level of anxiety that an individual perceives as interfering with performance. Debilitative Debilitating anxiety involves an intense or extreme sense of fear or dread about everyday situation or task. Some people may also refer to this excessive anxiety and as apprehensive expectations. This type of anxiety can make it difficult for a person to function. Intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation, those who learn for their own self-perceived need and goals. Extrinsic motivation, those who pursue a goal only to receive an external reward from someone else. There are actually many different forms of extrinsic motivation, and not all are equally likely to lead students down path of apathy and dissociation from the joy of learning. For example, when extrinsically motivated, students may work hard in the school because they fear failure and the anger of their parents. Another may study hard because they see the value of the content in helping them work toward their dream of becoming a doctor. Neither students in this example is intrinsically motivated. Their goals lie outside and simple enjoyment of the activity. However, the second student is likely to be more independent and self-guided in their learning because they recognize the value of these extrinsic rewards. This form of motivation is much more sustainable because it does not require constant threats or prizes from teachers or parents. There is also some research to suggest that extrinsic motivation can lead to intrinsic motivation in the sense that students may embark on a task for reasons associated with extrinsic motivation but become intrinsically motivated through the process of engaging with the task and learning to value it. Two cluster of attitude. Instrumental side. The dichotomy refers to acquiring language as means for attaining instrumental goals, furthering a career, reading technical material, transition, and so forth. Instrumental side. These attitudes are usually based on attributes of the attitude object, and the instrumental function is highly similar to Fishben's living theory of attitudes. Integrative side. Describe learners who wish to integrate themselves into the culture of the second language group and become involved in social interchange in the group.